to the third video of this 10-part video series on how to prepare for your exams. In this video, we'll be looking at tip number 3, which is drawing up a study timetable. So this is a tip which you would have definitely heard lecturers and other students and probably tutors as well giving over and over again. A lot of them swear by this. A lot of them would advise this. And I'm no different. I will actually really emphasize that you guys do have some sort of study timetable drawn up. And the reason for it is quite simple. It's to make sure that you can track your progress and actually measure it. So if you know that you've allocated a week to one module, obviously then by the fourth day or the fifth day of that week, you should have covered quite a bit. You should nearly be done with it. And if you aren't, then that should tell you something that you are, laying back on something, or you need to really start pushing. There's maybe something which you are not quite understanding, which could be hampering your time, that sort of thing. So drawing up a study timetable is the best way to make sure that you actually track and monitor your studies, and that you can actually make sure that you cover all the course content, because that's ultimately the area in which many students do struggle, especially when the volume is quite intense. So just a few points on the next slide. Right. A common question we get asked is how much time is necessary? Obviously, the short answer is as much time as you can get. How much time you will actually need will depend entirely on you. It's very subjective because some students might have quite a bit of embedded knowledge. And if you have a lot of embedded knowledge, then you don't really need that much time to start studying everything, because it's sort of like revision more than actual studying. But obviously, if you are struggling a bit, you do need to give yourself that much more time to actually get a proper understanding of the work, and to give yourself an opportunity to get things wrong and to learn from that, to build on your knowledge, to integrate it with other topics and other sections, and to get a more advanced understanding of the module as a whole. So you are someone who's going to have to answer this, but I would say as much time as you can give yourself, because you don't want to be writing your exam and then wish that you had an extra week, but then you could have actually started a week earlier and you just chose not to. Right, so I'd say make the most of your time, because it really does fly. You can have 2 months of study leave, you can have 3 months of study leave. It just goes by in the blink of an eye, and any student knows that. Another question we often get asked is, should you spend an equal amount of time per module? Not really. I wouldn't say that you need to. I didn't follow that approach. I spent more time on the modules which I was weaker on. The modules which I knew I was quite strong in, that was more like revision for me, because I knew that I had a proper grip on that module. I had a proper understanding of it. So if you are good in auditing, for example, and you know that you don't need that much of time on it, then rather allocate that time to a module which you do need to be focusing a lot more on. So would I suggest equal time per module? Not really. I'd say allocate the time that is necessary for you to pass that module. So if you find yourself spending a week and a half on a module and a week on another module, and maybe half a week on another module, if half a week is enough for you to study, by all means, but that is something which you will know. How long per day? Now, obviously, you can't be pushing yourself too much. And this is a mistake which a lot of people make. It's sort of like going to the gym, right? So winter has ended and you decide that you want to get ready for summer, but you sort of want to, take a shortcut or just accelerate your results. So you just strain yourself and you just overtrain and you really, really, really go intensively on your first session back, that's not really going to be very effective. You're probably going to be injured or tired or drained out, and just it's going to set you back for the next month or something. You might just, really, really, really just be put off going back to the gym, in fact. So bringing that example to what I discussed now, if you're going to be trying to push something like 15 hours a day, that's not very sustainable, and you're just going to get burnt out, and by the time you write exams, your energy levels are going to be completely shot. You're not going to have that mental freshness which you need to have. So I would say limit yourself. What you don't get done, you don't get done. You do it the next day. If you're tired, trust me, anything you're studying in that time is not really being studied. It's just that you're going through it, but you're not really absorbing it. It's not about how long you study, it's about how much quality your study sessions are. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can spend a half an hour of quality time on a particular section. It means a lot more than spending 10 hours on that same topic if you are tired. And as a student, you know this. It's not something which I've discovered and it's a new discovery. It's something which every single one of you who are watching this video right now know as being the truth. So if you are tired, you are tired, just, continue the next day. I would say you need to look after yourself. You need to manage yourself. You cannot overwork yourself. And that is why I say that start studying as soon as possible. 8 to 10 hours a day, I feel, is more than enough. So I would say rather stick on that. Don't think that you're going to wake up at 6 every morning and study until midnight and you're going to survive on 6 hours of sleep. You might do it for the first week, but then you're going to be messed up for the rest of your study leave, and it's just not going to end well. Then another thing is you want to make sure that you've incorporated rest days and revision days. um a lot of people are very iffy with the rest day thing. They feel like they're losing out on a day. I personally used to take Sundays off, and I would suggest that you guys do the same thing. The reason is it just gives your mind that chance to refresh and to reboot and just to absorb what you've studied. Sometimes, when there's something that you actually don't quite understand, you'd be amazed at how the mind can just sort of figure things out for itself. So, whilst you are relaxed and you're not in that same tense environment, suddenly it just clicks, and you're like, things make sense. And a lot of people experience that when they go on holidays. So sometimes they'll be very stressed at work, or maybe they're having a personal issue and they're very stressed, and then they go away from the entire situation. They have a breather from it, and they get clarity. And that's sort of what's going to happen with your studies as well. So I know a lot of people feel like they are losing out on a day. If you can't give yourself a full day, give yourself half a day, but take those rest days. They do make a difference, and you'll feel it physically, you'll feel it mentally, and it's just something that will add quality to your overall studying approach, and that is what you want. As I said, it's not just about pushing the hours; it's about getting quality studying out of those hours. And lastly, revision days. You want to be allocating some time for revision, because if you start studying something now and you don't revise it, you're going to forget it, and then it's almost as if you never studied it. So there's no time to study something twice. You study it once and then you revise it after that. So if you study something today, make some time tomorrow to revise it. And in doing so, it's going to also be built into your long-term memory. So you're not losing by revising. Trust me, you're only building on the knowledge that you already have, and it's just getting stronger. It's just being reinforced. It's becoming more familiar to you. So make sure that you don't skip on any revision, and you do incorporate revision into your study timetable, so that you're not caught out at the end of your studying session and you have no time for revision, and then you wind up being in a situation whereby you actually didn't revise anything and you've forgotten something which you studied a month ago. So that's it for this video. As always, if you found it useful, please do share it with anyone else who can get some value out of it. We really, really, really want to share this with as many students as possible. And please feel free to give us a like, share, and subscribe to our channel to be kept up to date and informed of any new videos which we upload. As I said, we have a lot of amazing content which is coming your way, and you really do not want to be missing out on any of that. But that's it from me, and good luck with the rest of the study. And I'll see you in the next video.